There were times at the beginning of the year where I just wanted to push the fast forward button. We had 3 or 4 guys out at any given time.
A lot of guys that aren't normally a part of the starting lineup were stepping up. Seeing, guys that don't normally get to wear the C on their chest step out on the mat, it was awesome to see for me.
I'm not used to being injured, and coming in this year not being able to wrestle was tough for me to watch my teammates and try to be there and motivate and be a leader on the team without actually being able to stand up there and do everything with them.
I knew it was going to be a battle against my own body. Like, even when it hurt and even when I didn't want to do it, looking towards the future and saying, I don't want to have to struggle and I don't want to have to be dead in a match, so I'm going to do all the hard work now.
Despite all that, our goal was still the same. That's what we work for every day. That's what we say at the end of every practice.
1, 2, 3, nice change!
Grapple at the Garden is a phenomenal event. You're going to see some phenomenal wrestling. They're going to pull teams in from all over the country. We got to start off with a couple dual meets there and picking up some victories.
Ultimately, our luck ended in the Southern Scuffle, where we probably wrestled as poorly as we've wrestled in 10 or 12 years.
Being a captain, being at home, not being able to do anything, it was tough. We were down.
We need to come together as a team. We were all individuals.
Once we started getting into the swing of things, we had those starters come back in. That's when we really started picking up steam.
The Ivy part of the season is a great time of the year. A lot of history there. Cornell picking up their 13th Ivy League title.
Damien sat us all down and he told us the story of the Spanish when they went to go conquer Central America. Every single soldier knew that when they got on shore, they were going to burn the boats. And it was, fight, win, or die.
We literally drilled it in our heads that before the season's over, you guys are going to be a team. I don't care if you all hate each other. I don't care if you hate us. By the end of the season, you will become a team.
For our guys to step in and fill those spots, going out there and picking up wins that are absolutely necessary for our team to be one of the top programs year in and year out. The character that we have, the individuals, I think that's where our depth comes into play. National duels, we head to Iowa and we see Minnesota first round. We go out there and our guys put together 10 great matches. Beat Minnesota, head on to the semifinals, and now we have Iowa. And we are wrestling Iowa in Carver Hawkeye Arena. The crowd's into it. Some matches did not go our way. We ended up losing to Iowa, but it was a nail-biter. We go on and wrestling for 3rd and 4th, and again, we get to wrestle Lehigh, for like the 10th time that year. We beat them significantly, and that finished out our national duels where we ended up taking 3rd place.
Getting into the postseason, that's when we really shine, and our coaches really have a strict plan for us and really know how to make us perform at our highest level.
Leading up to EIWA and NCAAs, it's an emotional time for most athletes.
I think the biggest thing going into the Easterns was being rested and just being ready to perform.
We won our 9th EIWA title and had numerous champs.
Really kind of came together, figured out what we needed to do, and by the end of the year, everyone was running on all cylinders and finished up with a great Ivy run and Eastern run, and then ultimately into the national championships.
As a team, we trained for that national tournament. We trained for those 3 days of March. Everybody wants to see the Big Red lose. Put everything they've worked on, the whole entire season, on the line.
Going into the national tournament, Coach Cole told me, you've put all the work in, you've put in the time, all you got to do is go out and do the things you do the best.
We knew going to the Nationals we needed to get a lot of pins. Our team hadn't scored very many pins and bonus points. I think we ended up scoring third or fourth most of any team, which put us up there in the top 5.
I was down by like 5 points. And I was on my back, on like the edge of the mat. I could give up right now. Something inside of me just wouldn't allow me to give up like that.
We had a lot of ups and downs. Having those 4 All-Americans, our 1 national champion.
I always say the minute I stop enjoying what I'm doing is the minute I'll stop doing it.
Watching Chris All-American and his reaction after he won, everything that I didn't quite accomplish, it made it totally worth it being there just to watch him accomplish what he needed to.
I've played that moment 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times in my head throughout these past 5 years. Parents are on the mat with us every time we wrestle, especially mine. Being able to celebrate that, our sacrifice as a family, I have something, to represent that, meant the world to me.
When I had lost, because I'd never been put in that situation before, it became more about the team.
I've been on the stage, I've been in the finals, I know what it feels like. It's just going to feed into my hunger to win a national title.
It's going to be my senior year, it's going to be in New York. All the pieces are aligned, we got one chance left. More than that, I want that team title. That would just mean everything. You win a national team title, it's everybody who put in work. It's everyone who was here and grinded out.
This year's group of seniors, we have 10 guys graduating. For these guys to stick with it for the past 4 or 5 years and help their team along and achieve some of the goals as a team, you're losing a lot of character, a lot of leadership that is hard to replace.
I guess the first time I ever met Jesse Shanneman at Senior Nationals, they go, "Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?" And I think he looked at me, and everyone knows that stone cold death stare look that he gives you.
Jesse, I've been around Jesse for I don't even know how many years. From little kids like Pascal Kills, then I followed him to Blair, him and Chris, and then I followed him here. You can't not like the guy. He works his butt off every single day coming in rooms. That's why he's gonna defend our country, and I couldn't think of another person that I would want in place there to defend our country.
Jesse and Eifert are 2 guys that I worked out with. Guys that kept me going through the season, guys who were able to pick me up when I was down.
And Eifert, he's actually the very first person I met whenever I came to Cornell. He's always been kind of a role model for me. Man, I'm envious of his work ethic and how fast he is too, gosh.
Ryan Dunphy and Eifert just grinding every single day and giving all they have. It's just inspiring, and it just shows the depth, the flexibility.
Dunphy, you put your work in, especially this year. You fought your guts out to the last second. Gave it every 100%.
It's going to be tough not to see JSN there next year because he was a freshman and was my first year coaching. I put him through a lot of conditioning and trying to get him to where he wants to be. So, when he transferred here, I started working with him, and he's been working his butt off ever since.
Okiki, is a late addition onto the team, and I respect the guy the way he works so hard. He started late in the sport, and he's playing catch up, but that doesn't deter him at all. He's in there putting the same amount of hours as guys who are training for national championships. Guys look up to other guys in their own way. It doesn't have to be a captain, it doesn't have to be a national champion, it doesn't have to be anything.
Billy lights the room up. He's got so much energy, so much enthusiasm. That really rubs off on all of his teammates.
He's super fun to be around, always telling stories and making us laugh. Always competed, gave everything he had for you. So I'm really going to miss him.
Aruja, he's probably one of my best friends, and I'm glad I was your roommate, and I'm excited for your future endeavors, and I hope I'm a part of them somehow.
Joe Rendina. I knew he was going to be a special guy, especially on his recruiting trip. He's been an integral part of this team, and he was a leader in his own way. And in all aspects of a teammate, he is, one of the best you could ask for.
Bricker, shoot, man. I've watched you since you were in high school. You really put it all out there for your team every time.
He and I started wrestling probably halfway through this year. I'm very happy that he stayed. He's just an all-around good guy, and I really enjoyed my time here with him.
You got Chris. Chris has pretty much been like my big brother for probably the same amount of time as Jesse.
I've been teammates with guys like Bill Longa since I was about 8 years old, because it's a lot easier to work hard and do stuff when you're the guy next to you. You got a lot of respect for him.
So now we got to focus on getting our guys some jobs, making sure everyone's gainfully employed. They put 4 or 5 years into Cornell, and now we want to make sure that they are prepared for the rest of their life. We're going to try to get the next national champions and All-Americans. So we'll spend the summer recruiting, and obviously our guys are back here training as well so that they can be on the podium in March.
You know, I've had the highest highs and lowest lows, you know. I know what it is to work hard and achieve your goal. I know what it is to work hard and fail. The fear of reaching for something is non-existent with me anymore. I'm proud to say that's because of wrestling, specifically the experience I've had here at Cornell.
I hope to, you know, put in the same effort and passion that wrestling has now kind of left a little bit empty in me.
We're looking to win a national title. This team coming in, you know, there's no reason why they can't.